cool video that you did the other day was talking about Hal Puthoff, and he said, you were kind of spinning out about who is we, and he was saying, we don't know if they come from the future, or we don't know if they're a breakaway species that live under the seabed or high in the mountains. Who is we? Now, did you kind of come? I know not in the video, but like, have you thought more about that? Like, given who he's a part of, and there's like a bit of a weird Scientology connection there. Like,
Yeah.
do you have any? Just to speculate, like, who is we? Do you think?
I mean, that's the point. I don't know if there is a we. And I think it's just, people just say that. Like, there is no central UFO agency that's like, they're the we. And now people in the comments, some people are lighting me up like, but he clearly means this person, Patrick. He clearly meant the panel he's sitting on. He clearly meant the group he's a part of. He clearly meant that. It's like, you're making my point for me. Everyone,
Yeah,
you're saying different things. I
yeah,
don't know if there is a we. I don't even know if there is one, which makes it even all the more confusing. I don't know if he just uses it as, me and my friends who talk all the time. So he just assumes we all know that. Does that make sense? He assumes we know the group he's speaking about, but we don't, right? So I don't know, but it's something I've thought about for a long time because a lot of these terms get used, they. Who's they? When you say they are covering up, who are you talking about, right? Who's we? Who's they? Who's us? What are some of these terms that get overlooked so easily in this community? Disclosure, NHI, UFO, UAP. What do these terms really mean and how are they being used? Biologics. Wait a second. Why can't we just say alien bodies? Right? Like there's just a lot of terms and like that just confuse me and I want to know more. But it's a great question. Who is the we? I think we'll be asking that forever. I mean, who do you think? What's your first like inclination? What do you think?
my first inclination is sort of what you said. Like the two things I immediately thought of was one, we could just be him and his bro that were out doing a bit of research, and that's he's
Yeah.
recalling that time, and he's like, "Oh yeah,
Yeah.
me and Johnny, that's what we were
Yeah.
thinking," or or he's talking about like the Invisible College and MJ12, and you know what I mean? Like, yeah,
Totally.
it is tough, but I do think, and this is sort of something I'm just sort of like researching a little bit and learning about now, so I can't really give like an informed comment on it, but I'm becoming very interested in the Scientology connection here. And partly because one thing that I've always said on my channel and I've always believed is that people who are publicly ridiculed and silenced, and kind of made fun of disproportionately. David Icke is another kind of example, right? I mean, obviously, talking about reptilians in the '90s was extremely wild, but he was banned from Australia. Like he was getting banned just from going to talk. So to me, that's disproportionate. And I think, wait, what is he saying that they don't want us to know? You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
if someone's just talking absolute shit, no one cares because it's just like, yeah, that's just the crazy guy talking about reptiles. That doesn't mean anything. No one's listening to him anyway. But people obviously don't want you listening. And I feel like Scientology has been given that same kind of treatment, kind of going back to like when Tom Cruise was doing those interviews, decades ago. And ever since then, it's been this very secretive organization that no one really knows about and just gets ridiculed. But now we're finding out that these people who are at the forefront of psionics in like the 70s and are still kind of, semi attached to it are all Scientologists. And, I don't know it perfectly, but I know that Scientology beliefs do revolve around like a non-human intelligence essentially seeding Earth with souls. It's something on that line. Um, so with where we're at, and knowing that these guys are Scientologists, it makes me kind of think, what the hell is going on in that church? What, like, do they actually have some answers here? I don't know. Are they the we? I don't know, man.
Yeah, that was a good. I don't know. Yeah, I've thought about all that too, and I don't know. Those are good thoughts and good questions, and it's one of those things we may never know. But I definitely think there's at least evidence there that you've mentioned, and there's even more that I can see why people would think about that or make those connections. I mean, Hal Puthoff has admitted, granted, at minimum, that he checked it out, but then got out. But he was, so he didn't. But other people have said, no, 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 he was in it along. So it's, yeah, it becomes one of those things. A story broke today. Ron Pandolfi said that Hal Puthoff was like the head of Operation Snow White, which was like this Scientology infiltration into the American government, and like he was the head of it. Okay, that story
Wow.
broke today. But Ron Pandolfi says a lot of things,
Yeah.
so it's like I don't know. It's just another
Yeah.
story that connects to another story and another story and another story, but no evidence of any, just stories, But I don't know. Definitely some weird stuff. And Scientology is an interesting uh, organization, for sure,
Yeah.
man.
It is. It is. I want to know more.
Yeah. Well,
I,
Going Clear, right? Have you seen that? You saw that?
no, I
Going
haven't.
Clear.
No.
Oh, bro, that's what you got to watch. Going Clear. Just search that. Going Clear
Okay.
Scientology. There's a
Yep.
book, and then the documentary will be easiest to watch. Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
mind blowing.